My dad was also born in Strasbourg, but his father was from Bavaria. My grandmother on my dad's side was born in Alexandria, Egypt, and later moved to France to marry my grandfather on my dad's side. Basically, my father studied. He got his PhD in urban planning in Israel, and after doing undergraduate in France, my mother's family left. They moved to France, one Tunisia, one independence from France. They lived in France for a few years, and then moved to Israel. And that's where my mother grew up, and that's where they met because my dad was studying there. And then they moved back to France, and I was born. And when I was 4, we moved to the U.S. because my dad got a job at Ohio State. Pretty middle America, not completely parochial. It's a big enough city. It's a university town.
Would it be fair to describe you as a rootless cosmopolitan?
I guess by necessity, cosmopolitanism has not been an ideal towards which I've aspired. But looking back at the course of events and all the places I've lived and different career routes I've pursued, it's hard to argue against that conclusion.
So the easiest way to understand my work is to understand my lack of a relationship with my father and just ongoing rebellion against father figures. Just curious, right. What was your relationship like with your father?
It has varied over time. It's quite good now. The events at Stanford complicated relations with everyone, given the strangeness of the events related. I would certainly say that I have a rebellious streak. I can discern the roots of those tendencies already in high school, where I would run for student council and give anti-establishment speeches or write anti-establishment criticizing school decisions on the parking lot in a sardonic kind of way in the school newspaper. So it was all trivial stuff, but looking back, you see that character is destiny. She passed away a few years ago. She was manic depressive, and what that meant varied from period to period. There were times, a long time when modern medicine was able to keep it under control and facilitate a decent life. When someone is struggling with something like that, there are going to be all sorts of external repercussions. And likewise, with events of Stanford, that was also quite difficult to convey to her. Though she did have some sympathy. When she saw some of my writing, she wasn't completely unsympathetic. This tendency, like, okay, fine, but it's fine you're doing this, but treat it as a hobby, move on to more serious things, and one who has read the book will understand that I could not treat it as a hobby. So that was a source of friction.